Hey, I'm Adam.
Bryan.
Back with another episode of Buds and Suds.
I've got a little challenge for Adam, a couple of different beers. He has no idea what they are, where they're from, who made them. Just want to see what his impression is. These are two I've been really dying to try, so it's really just an excuse to get on camera and have a couple. But we thought we might as well record it while we're doing it. So these are as blinded as they can be. I'm going to ask him not to look, just because it may actually give away what style it is, what type it is. But I'm going to have him try it. You got it? You got the cup? Okay. So here's the first one.
Okay.
Number one.
Oh. Smells like a stout, like a coffee stout.
Okay.
I got strong coffee, cocoa aromas, little peppery notes to it as well.
Interesting.
Little bitterness there. Mostly coffee, cocoa, a little bit of peppery notes to it as well.
Okay. Well, go ahead and try it and see what you think.
Yeah. Definitely tastes like a stout or an Imperial stout. Very smooth, silky, creamy. I get milk chocolate, sweet milk chocolate, a little bit of cocoa, and then pepper on the finish.
What about the mouthfeel? I've not tried this one, so I have no idea. Is it smooth? Is it
very
lingering?
Smooth? Coats your tongue. Very minimal bitterness to it. This is a phenomenal beer, by the way. It reminds me of Mexican cake a lot.
Really?
Yeah. It's...
Okay, now peel the label off and look. Doesn't say what it is, but at least you'll see what it looks like.
Which is kind of shocking.
Like unwrapping a Christmas present.
Merry Christmas. So this is, it looks like an IPA. It's hazy, little particulates floating. It's got a nice golden color, white head that's dissipated. It's very paradoxical looking to how it tastes.
Why don't we'll just do one with this one and not actually put it against something, just because it may be unfair. Let me see if I can grab the right one here. Okay. There it is. So I intentionally picked this one because it is Stone's the Stochasticity project, which is their master of disguise. So it's an Imperial Golden Stout, and I'd heard from other reviewers that it tastes just like a solid chocolate stout or coffee stout. So I thought, well, let's just review it just for fun, just to see, what it tastes like and what it does to the palate. And
well, you're looking at it. I'm interested to see what you think, because if I was looking at it, that would have been more of a what because when you do this and then you do that, I'd have just been blown away.
Well, I almost did it that way, but I thought, let's just see if it passes as a stout before you look at it, because
it definitely does.
If it doesn't pass as a stout to look at it, then you might either rate it differently or you might just describe it differently.
Sure.
So I thought, well, let's just see if it passes.
Sure, absolutely.
Boy, it does smell like a stout. Wow, that is so weird. You smell the coffee. I didn't really get much cocoa or vanilla. A little bit of a white head. Very minimal, but it's a little bit hazy. But boy, it's just a light amber color. That's hard to believe you get that much nose out of something that light. All right, cheers.
Cheers.
It tastes like a stout. The mouthfeel, it's not as thick as this More Money that we just tried, so you can definitely tell the mouthfeel isn't as I don't know, it doesn't linger as long.
Yeah.
It's not as chewy. It's not as.
But it's definitely more silky than
than
the color implied. Yeah, exactly.
Than any IPA or amber we've had.
Do you get any of the peppery notes? I know you and I often we differ on pepper flavors a lot on a couple beers we've had, but
I do get a little bit.
I guess maybe it's
just a hint.
Maybe it's some little spiciness from the chocolate.
Could be, or could be. They do actually use some hops. So it uses Nugget and Liberty, and actually Liberty is. I just looked this up last night. The Hallertau, which we just reviewed a little bit ago, Liberty is a substitute for that. So maybe that they use a little bit of Liberty to give that little spiciness.
Yeah.
The spicy aroma and spicy flavor, or they may have actually used spices. I don't know, but it's really good. I wouldn't rate this as high as your typical stout. I mean, without even knowing the color, it's a decent stout. It definitely strong coffee flavor, though. Would you say?
But I think it's well balanced and smooth. And I favor the sweeter stouts. I know this is a golden stout, but I favor sweeter, and this is more towards that side for me. There's not much bitterness to it, and I favor that type. I'm going to rank this pretty high. For me, I'm going to give it a 4.5.
Wow.
Yeah, I really like this beer.
It is good. I'm going to give it a 4. This is one of those, I think, if you can get it. It's fun to try. It certainly will surprise you, especially if you don't know, what's coming. But maybe it would have been more fun to let you see it and describe it as an IPA and then, taste it as a stout.
Yeah.
But anyway, I like it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say trade much for it. I wouldn't say spend a lot of money on it. But if it's in your distribution, your Stone is a very wide distribution. It's a fun one to try.
Well, I'm glad it's in my distribution area because I will definitely pick this up. This is something I can drink on and I would love to share with friends. And if it wasn't in the area, I definitely would trade for it. I mean, there's a lot of great stouts out there, don't get me wrong. But this, for me, is another great stout that I highly recommend.
If it had a little more smooth mouthfeel, if it lingered a little bit more, I think if you had your eyes closed, you'd never know it wasn't true stout. That's the only thing that to me makes it.
Have you ever had a golden stout?
No.
Okay.
I didn't even know there was such a thing.
I seen a review about one of them, Trillium Golden Stout. I think it was Night and Day or something. And it was interesting to watch. And so I'm glad I got to try this. And I'll definitely pick more of this up. I appreciate you bringing it over.
Yeah. Well, I thought it'd be fun.
Yeah, absolutely it was. As always, if you can't have the beer you love the beer you have. Thanks.